All right, we're back. Episode 4. I'm Josh, that's Malcolm. And we're just going to jump right into it today. First of all, thank you to everybody that's been listening, downloading, watching on YouTube. It's been tremendous, better than we even expected with all the views. And again, thank you for the people that went and followed us on Twitter and Instagram. You can obviously see the link down there, or the handle rather is scam_podcast on Twitter and IG. If you want to email us, it's podcastscam@gmail.com. And speaking of emails, let's jump right in to these emails we got.
Let's go back to last week real quick though.
Okay.
One of our listeners asked where I was from in Massachusetts, New Bedford. I was born in Providence, but I left New Bedford when I was 8 and then went to the trash can of the South known as Florida.
Well, that's where I am. I'm in the trash can right now. But there's some serious business we need to discuss before we go any further about these emails. We actually got a very touching email today, and I wanted to read that first because it really hit me deep, and I think you guys will appreciate it. So I hope you guys are ready. Hope nobody starts crying, but here we go. This is an email from somebody that really thought that he wanted to get his point across about how he felt, and it really touched me in a special way. This email is from, I won't put his name, I blacked it out just to, not offend anybody or get this guy any kind of harassment, but he said, I can't tell if you guys are communists or just morons, but I definitely know you guys are both douchebags. Make fun of people with Down syndrome, even though you both sound like you are artistic. I can't tell which one of you looks more inbred. Hope you both rot and burn in hell. Go die. So thank you for that lovely and touching email. Obviously, that's not what we wanted. And the majority of the emails have been positive and very like good emails for questions on the pod, but that guy really didn't like us. And, sorry, dude, it wasn't for you, but appreciate you hate watching and hate following and tell your friends how much you hate it,
Nothing says I hate communism like limiting somebody's free speech.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, enough of that. Let's get back into the better email questions we have here. Let's see. The first one we have is from Hannah. Thank you, Hannah, for emailing us. Said, I really enjoyed your first few episodes of your podcast, but I'm confused. Why is the show called Scam? Is it just to catch people's attention with a title that pops? It worked because that's the only reason why I clicked on it. I wasn't sure what to expect. Maybe a podcast that exposed scams, ... I don't know. I'm actually happier with what the show ended up being. Hope this makes the episode. And Josh, you are a racist. Just kidding, kind of. So Malcolm, you want to take that one? I mean, well, obviously scam is, something we came up with because every single name we came up with originally was taken already.
That's the main reason. I mean, I challenge anybody to put any 3 words in and try to come up with a fucking podcast name because it is impossible.
Yeah. I think one of the ones we had was like fuck your podcast or fuck a podcast, FAP, FAP,
yeah,
but
it's all taken.
Those were all taken. So Scam was supposed to be sports, comedy, art, and media, but it's just Scam. It just looks good, sounds good. Figure it grabs people's attention. So
and we're kind of tricking you into watching it. So
exactly.
And we don't know what we're talking about. So
yeah, exactly. That's like the tagline of the show is you'll believe we know what we're talking about, and you probably don't. But hey, we're doing our best to convince you guys that.
And if you don't like what we're talking about, you can call us communists and hate that we're talking about special people, and then call us autistic, which is you're perpetuating the trend. So. Whatever.
And again, we're not going to listen. We're going to get more emails like that. We're not going to read them on the show. We just thought that was funny. Let you go. You guys know that the internet's real and it's not all positive and glitter and gold out there. So let's see. Next email is from Victoria. Again, this is so wild, man. We have so many female listeners. It's blowing my mind. Again, when we made this show, we weren't targeting older women or females at all. We didn't think
I don't even like women.
The show.
No, I'm just
I happen to love women. So
I'm just kidding.
It's just interesting that such a great response we've gotten from the female audience. So this is what Victoria said. She said she listened and loved the part about the Am I the Asshole Reddit. There's some hilarious stories that people write in almost all situations, including the one you referenced on your show. The person writing is indeed the asshole. I don't have any funny Am I the Asshole stories to submit, but I do have 2 boring hypotheticals for you. Both of these are kind of boring, Victoria, honestly. But we'll do this one. with the ongoing pandemic, let's say it got way out of hand in the U.S. Everywhere else had it under control, and then the best option was for Russia and China to just blow up the U.S. and start over. They say everyone that is healthy has to leave and can never come back. What country would you move to and why?
Russia for sure. No doubt. I've been to
Can't
China.
beat them, join them.
I've dealt with Chinese people, and I don't want no part of that at all.
Listen, I think Chinese people are lovely.
What people don't realize
food.
is, as bad as the propaganda machine likes to hate on Russia, they learned their lesson. They had to disband their union, so
It's true.
they really don't shit on their people as much as they used to because they've dealt with the consequences of it. So,
I
China,
think
on the other hand, just shits on their people and just shits everywhere. You can look up videos; they're pretty horrific. They literally just.
Oh, I meant to mention that at the top. So next week we're going to do our regular Monday and Friday episode, but on Wednesday we're going to do a special conspiracy episode. We're going to do maybe probably an hour and a half on just conspiracies. People have been asking about it, and we're just going to do a dedicated episode. It won't be a part of the series. It won't be a numbered episode. It'll just be a straight up conspiracy episode. We're going to do a little research, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. And if you do, that'll definitely be part of the Patreon. We're planning on doing every now and then just doing a conspiracy episode, and that'll let Malcolm get out any of the rage he has from all these conspiracy theories.
But we're all at home just staring at the fucking computer on Twitter and all this shit. We don't know what's real anymore, So let us be the arbiters of truth.
Yeah, we'll try to figure out what the difference between the real and the fake, and help you guys decipher, because there's a lot of obviously fake news and bullshit out there, and there's also a lot of things that are true that get overlooked because of said fake news and bullshit that's out there. So just keep an eye out for that. That should be Wednesday, and we're going to enjoy doing it. You guys might not like it, but we're going to enjoy doing it, and hopefully you guys enjoy it too. So we got another email here from Ellie, another girl. If you think a lot of the characters died in the first few seasons of The 100, just wait. By the time you get caught up, it's basically an entirely new cast. Speaking of the show, you said there were a lot of hot chicks on The 100. Who do you think is the hottest chick on the show? I feel like how you said you can tell a lot about a guy about how he throws a baseball, that us girls can tell a lot about a guy about who he thinks is the hottest chick in the show. Excited to listen to your answer. So that's easy. You haven't seen it, so you can't really answer the question.
I don't, but tell me who you think's hot, and then I'll look it up.
No. Hey, listen, we got this under control, my friend. So I think not even really a debate. The hottest chick on the show is definitely this chick. Her name's Lindsay Morgan. In the show, she's Raven. And we're not here to objectify women. She posted these pictures.
Yes, we are.
Showing you.
Who
I'm not here to objectify women. I'm just here to show you, and you make your own judgment what you think who the hottest chick on the show is. This is Raven. I think she's clearly the hottest chick on the show. She's pretty hot. Then there's Octavia, who her name is Marie Avragopoulou. I'm not even gonna try that. I guess it's Greek. She's pretty hot too. She's like a warrior chick on the show. And then there's this other girl.
I thought that was the same chick.
No, two different girls. Octavia, that's Raven. That's so Raven. That's Raven, and that's I don't remember her name on the show. But she was
this is the thing though. Like she says, she
like
can tell
evil
a lot from what we like, but like, what are we doing here? We're splitting hairs, dude. I mean.
I told you. That's what I said. I said last week. I was like, "There's a lot of hot chicks on the show, and there's other ones too." And I think the main character's mom is pretty hot too, to be honest. Yeah. So, but I would go with this chick. That would be my numero uno if I had to pick one. So
I mean, neither of us are Brad Pitt, so yeah, I'll take whatever I can get, dude. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you for your question, Ellie. And I'm Team Raven, I guess, is what you would say.
I would say out of that three, I'd take that one too.
Yeah. Okay. Glad we're on the same page with that. So one other email we got. This one was more what I expected when I opened the emails. Like, hey, what are we gonna get from our listeners? And this is pretty much what I expected. So this is all this one's from John, and this is all the question says. Which character from our childhood do you think fucks the most? Question mark, fucks the best? So I guess,
cartoon character.
Cartoon characters are you like, this guy fucks. So I shared this one with Malcolm before the episode, so we'd be a little bit prepared. I have three that I think are clearly that fuck the best.
I think, to me, number one is I think it's an easy distinguish. I don't know what yours is, but I think everybody else is kind of like debatable. But I gotta say Bugs Bunny, dude.
Bugs Bunny? You think Bugs Bunny's
He's
laying the pipe?
He's always hitting on women in every fucking episode, dude. Of anything he's in, he has no like counterpart female. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, in Space Jam there was a Was it Babs? I don't remember her name. In Space Jam,
no. We're not talking about the movies. We're talking about the old school cartoons.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I came up with. Do you have any more? Who else do you have beside Bugs?
Yeah. So after that, I would have to go with like Pepe Le Pew. I mean, come on. Dude.
He was my number one. Yeah, that was my number one.
But but this is the thing though. This is what I'm saying. Like, are we talking about players? Because a lot of these cartoon characters are going after one woman.
Yeah.
Like Daffy Duck, isn't he going after Daphne? Bugs Bunny's he's trying to smash everything in sight.
Okay. All right. So let me tell you what I'm thinking on this. I like Pepe Le Pew too because he's a romantic. He does stink like shit. So I don't know how many women he's getting smelling like a skunk. But I had the Pink Panther on there. It's a smooth motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His walk, his music, everything.
He's confident. He's in pink, dude. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. So that was him and Pepe Le Pew were my number one, and then the other one I had, and I should have looked this up earlier. I apologize. I don't remember his name, but it's the guy from Futurama, the captain. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, see, now are we talking
Zap Brannigan?
Are we talking like cartoons or are we talking animation,
This dude right here. Are you telling me this guy's not getting it done? You know what I'm saying?
I did.
So either him, and then the easy one is Quagmire. He's putting numbers on the board.
But again, you're branching into the animation. I feel like, are we talking about the childhood cartoons?
That's true. I guess you're right. Futurama and Family Guy are a little bit more relevant.
So speaking of the childhood cartoons, like, what do you think's going on with like the Animaniacs? Like what's?
Oh, I don't know what's going on there. I thought they were like brother and sister, but there's some weird stuff where they kind of like.
Yeah, what's going on with that trio? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
yeah.
That was a weird show.
So that had me thinking about that one too.
Well, it's weird because that show was took place on like the WB, the Warner Brothers studio set, and they like lived in the water tower. But also there was like in between each episode was like a mini episode of another show. It was like Freakazoid. You remember Freakazoid?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the smoking crack character. Dude.
Yeah, that's
strung out all the time.
I don't know what was going on there, but the Animaniacs. I'm just gonna say that they loved each other because they were siblings, and maybe they fucked too. I don't know, but yeah. So to answer the question, I would go with Zach Brannigan or Zach Brannigan, whatever his name is, Pepe Le Pew and the Pink Panther. You got Bugs and Pepe Le Pew. But all right, so that's it for the emails. But we do have a little controversy in our iTunes reviews.
Oh yeah.
So last week, Malcolm brought up the fact that someone wrote one of the reviews was these guys are hot and I'd bang them. And Malcolm said on the last episode, he's like, well, I appreciate that, but I really appreciate if you bang the shit out of that like and subscribe button. And then she deleted it.
No.
Or she altered it. She altered it.
She changed it. She said, I would definitely bang these two dudes. And then it was, I would definitely recommend this podcast. So a total 180. Yeah. But either way, we appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, don't be ashamed to let your freak flag fly. You know what I'm saying? We didn't take any offense to it. I know Malcolm said he's married, but I mean that doesn't mean anything. I mean, I'm sure his wife isn't worried about you coming over and banging him through the iTunes review page. So, but thank you for the comment. You can change it back if you want. If not, if you're embarrassed, that's fine too. We don't judge here. But yeah, that wraps that. The email section and reviews. Again, thanks guys for all the reviews and the emails. Podcastgame@gmail.com if you want more emails. And if you're going to do a review, just make sure you write a comment. I've seen a few reviews on iTunes where it's just the stars. If you don't leave the comment, it doesn't help us for the search engine. But it is a huge help, so thank you for everybody that's done it. What do you got going on over there?
What? With what?
Hanging in there? With life.
Dude, I was going to bring this up. I don't know, dude. It's just in and out of like constant depression, rolling panic attacks. But we'll get to that later with the HR and the interviews. I got a whole,
Okay. Well, also, I guess we'll have to make a disclaimer for the conspiracy episode to let everybody know we don't plan on killing ourselves. So if we get suicided, they won't look back at you saying
I'm not going to rule anything out of this. I mean, day by day, you watch the news and you're just like, you know what?
It's upsetting. But you know what? You know what's keeping me hanging in there? You know, we touched on this before, but what's keeping me hanging in there is last night I was laying in bed, right, about to fade off to go to sleep, and I like popped up like the Undertaker because I realized in September there's going to be NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, MLB regular season, NFL, and college football potentially all at once in September, which has never happened before.
And a war with China.
Hey, if they let the NFL season, as long as the NFL season doesn't get interrupted, we can do whatever else. So that should be interesting. It is depressing times all around for everybody right now, but I think that everybody's doing their best, and a lot of people. That's why people are listening to our show. Obviously, you know, they have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
I think that that as long as you try to say, this isn't inspirational speech here, but as long as you stay positive, stay active, I think sitting around and doing nothing.
You're making me more depressed, dude.
Well, it's true though. The more you sit
call
around,
a fucking spade a spade, dude. This shit sucks, dude.
It's not great. It's not great. So
I've been noticing too, like on a lot of the me and you, we watch a lot of comedy podcasts or whatever. And like the more I watch them, dude, I feel like I'm just seeing these comedians just like this, every week, just they get a little more crazier and shit because they're all not doing stand up and shit. You're just like, man, everybody's losing it.
You got all those bits and stuff in your brain, and they're just bouncing around, and they're starting to mesh together. They don't even, get, because that's the thing for them. It's like a release. They go on stage, they say they're set, and it's gone. It's out in the wind, and then you tweak it. It's like you can't even tweak the stuff because you can't go out there and find out what's good and what's bad. So all the good and bad shit is just floating around in your head at once.
I heard somebody say we're all collectively having a psychotic break.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's definitely what's happening. All right, so switch gears here. I wanted another clarification about the ICU bed. Somebody was asking me about that, and they're like, "Oh, the hospital near me isn't overflowing." Well, I talked to my mom, and this is the situation here with the ICU beds. So in Florida here, we're having like a major outbreak. It's getting out of control, but it isn't like people are lined up outside dying in line or in the waiting room. What it is
they're dying inside.
Well, no, not even that many deaths. The deaths haven't really gone up, but this is what's happening. So like during the lockdown, when you go to the ICU, if you have coronavirus, you can't be with the other people that are in the ICU. You go to a separate location. So what they would do is they would take half, round numbers here. They would do half for the regular ICU and half for the coronavirus. Well, when nobody was going out and during the lockdown, there was less people coming into the emergency room for motorcycle accidents, car accidents, people cut themselves while, cooking or things like that. Things like that weren't happening as much because less people were out and less people were active. So the regular ICU side was also empty. And then the coronavirus side was also empty because less people had it. Well, now with everything opening back up at once, more people are coming in for car accidents and things like that for that regular side, and more people are getting coronavirus. So you got to remember, it's not like they can't keep everybody together, or you shatter your pelvis on your motorcycle and then you get to the ICU and then you get coronavirus. That wouldn't be great. So it isn't like I said. It isn't like there's like a hashtag going. It was like film your hospital. If they're obviously going to keep the people separate, and you shouldn't do that. It's just what's the best case scenario there? You end up like proving that the hospital's empty.
Dead.
Yeah. And worst case, you get coronavirus and give it to someone you love and care about.
They could just do what Cuomo did and just send all the coronavirus patients into the nursing home to kill everybody. But
yeah, exactly. So I think California did that too.
They did.
So what did you were telling me earlier about something about Florida people you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, because I just feel like, it's always the Florida man, and, Florida catches a lot of shit, and, I don't live there anymore. You still do, and I definitely think I'm better than you because I don't live there. But, people always want to know, is it as crazy as, the news portrays? Yes, it is. It is fucking nuts. These people aren't abiding by any rules at all. So it's going to be interesting to watch that play out. The unemployment system there is completely fucked.
Mm-hmm.
This is ground zero for the future Civil War, I believe.
Well, I've always said when people, it was so crazy growing up here, and then when I would go to other states, it'd always be like, you're from Florida? Like, how did you survive? So, it's not as crazy as people think, but it is crazy. And part of it is because it is such a melting pot of cultures and people, and a lot of these people don't get along.
And it's hot as fuck.
It's hot as shit. Everyone hates it. And then on top of that, you got horrible roads, horrible traffic, tourists everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you got these wild animals. People talk about the alligators. Can you walk outside without getting bit by an alligator? That's not how it works, but they are out. You go fishing in like a pond or something, you could get bit by an alligator. And I just saw a clip the other day. It was somebody's high school, and they were just dragging an alligator out of the high school. Like, that's just a normal Thursday afternoon at your high school. So shit like that does happen. And it does seem like there's a lot of I love Florida, but it does seem like there's a lot of stupid people that live here. So that doesn't help the fact that there's a lot of people that are either undereducated or just morons.
I like how one of our buddies started describing it to people, like, "Oh, where you're from? We're from right outside Disney." So he goes, "I'm from the slums of Disney."
That's true.
That was a good one. The happiest place on earth, and outside
right
of it,
next to that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Disney is everything it's chalked up to be, though. That's the amazing part. Amidst all the bullshit.
Absolutely. So something I wanted to talk about. First of all, the Red Sox suck. That's been a little depressing.
Yeah.
But thankfully, hockey's coming back this weekend. Bruins are back.
Basketball's back today, isn't it?
Yeah, basketball's back tonight. But I got my little playoff beard. My playoff beard's growing a little early. But we should see how long that gets, depending on how good they are. But I wanted to show you. Speaking of crazy things that things that go on in the wild out in the wilderness. I want to show you something, and you tell me what you think of this. All right?
You wanted him, bitch. Is that who you really wanted? You sure about that?
Wait, what was that?
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. There he is, bitch.
Wait, what was that?
So for those of you who are listening to the audio stream, I apologize, but some guy sent in something to his ex-girlfriend saying that he's the one you wanted, bitch, or something, and then there's a wasp nest. He barehanded just grabs it, shoves it in his mouth, all while like humming a rock and roll heavy metal song. So
I gotta be honest, that looks like it's in Florida, dude.
It's got to be, right? That's what I was thinking. It's got to be in Florida. So if you ever wondered what the Florida man and all that, there's a prime example of what you deal with on like a daily basis here. Moving on. I thought that was funny as hell. He just eats the fucking wasp nest.
It's fucking insane, dude. You think he's drunk or what? I mean, he is flush.
No, mental illness.
Dead.
Only thing he's drunk on is passion for his ex-girlfriend. It's probably that chick from Target, Cheyenne. Looks like somebody she would date. So next thing, moving on. Speaking of Florida and crazy shit, the Miami Marlins, 14 of their players test positive for coronavirus. Season already in jeopardy after the first weekend. A lot of crazy shit going on. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm still optimistic and have high hopes and hope that the season can continue. But it doesn't look great. They had to cancel their games. The schedule's all fucked up already.
That's what I'm saying. In baseball, this can happen. But like, what about football? I mean, these games are so crucial.
I mean, the baseball is too now because the season's only 60 games, and you can't afford to miss any players, with a shortened season like that. But with football, what's interesting is they all are in such close proximity in the locker rooms and stuff, and if it runs through your team, there's no replacements. Like in baseball, you can find some guys maybe to play like third base for the day. What happens if fucking Patrick Mahomes gets coronavirus? That changes the whole team. You know what I mean? It's like baseball.
What is he? Part ownership of the
Royals.
The Royals now 49%.
It wasn't 49%. It was less than that. It was like 12%. Still a shitload of money. Shitload of money. Yeah. Those teams are worth so much money too. Like that's just an investment that's just going to keep rising. But props to him. He just got a $500 million contract. So a wise investment. The Royals kind of suck right now, but
the whole economy's tanking, dude. And you know,
This guy's-
24-year-olds buying a fucking baseball team, dude. Just like Jesus.
Sticking with baseball for a second. I got
But you know,
another
Josh
thing.
Parker says stay positive. So
Yeah. Sticking with baseball for a second. Did you see this with Joe Kelly? So if you don't know the backstory, the Astros last year, they got caught basically. They were stealing signs during games in 2017. And they were using cameras in the dugout and then banging a trash can
and
to
they
relay
still
the sign. No.
right.
They're banging it. No. They're banging a trash can to relay signs to the hitters in 2017, and they beat the Dodgers in the World Series. They won the World Series in 2017. And when that happened, the team they beat in the World Series, like I said, was the Dodgers.
But they lost to the Red Sox, didn't they?
That was in 2018.
You
2017.
telling me they weren't still doing it?
They were definitely still doing it. We'll get to that. So in 2017, though, on the way to the World Series, the Astros beat the Yankees, and then they beat the Red Sox in the first round of the playoffs that year. And Joe Kelly, who now plays for the Dodgers, as you see here, he used to play for the Red Sox. And I guess he didn't like that very well because in the first game against the Dodgers and the Astros, it was a 3-0 count to Alex Bregman. He threw at his head. And then a few batters later, Carlos Correa, he throws at his head. He misses both of them, but there was definitely some intent. And then to end the inning, he strikes out Carlos Correa here, and watch his reaction.
That's just what he did, and he got a swing and a miss from Correa to get out of the inning. Joe Kelly.
What is that?
I don't know, but then all hell breaks
sad?
loose.
I mean, all hell. I mean, that's
just wait.
Oh yeah, you should shut the fuck up.
Apparently, he said you swing like a bitch. You have to cheat to hit, and then was saying all kinds of stuff, and then people had to be held back. It was much ado about nothing. But this is the crazy part: is baseball is getting soft because he was suspended for 8 games, which is already like unreasonable. Like in a regular 162 game season, 8 games is a shitload, right?
It's because he incited a social distance riot, bro.
Yeah, I guess.
You can't do that.
What's crazy is he didn't hit anybody, and the Astros cheated in 2017, and no one was suspended. So he got suspended more games than the entire Astros team did for cheating. And on top of that, if you do the math, an 8-game suspension in a 60-game season is equivalent to 22 fucking games, which is unheard of. So
yeah, that is pretty crazy.
Yeah, so shout out to Joe Kelly, not backing down, but that really MLB, man, they're getting soft, and that's preposterous that he got suspended. But hopefully baseball doesn't get canceled and it keeps on rolling. But speaking of getting canceled, we spoke to this the other day. President Donald Trump cancels his first pitch for that Yankees Nationals game on August 13th.
You know why?
I think that he just said he had too much going on. So I'm
really,
not sure
or was it Fauci's pitch was so fucking atrocious that he was like, I ain't going out there doing that shit.
Yeah. Well, it couldn't have been much worse than that. So why wouldn't he just do it? You know,
He
probably thought a left-handed and did better than Fauci.
The only way it gets worse is if like you throw it backwards. You know what I'm saying? You just throw it the other.
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, that's true.
But the thing with the Fauci pitch is he clearly didn't give a shit. He just went up there, threw it in the fucking dirt, and just walked on off. Then it was crazy when he was in the stands. He wasn't wearing his mask with 3 people next to him. So it was a little bit of a hypocrite there.
Do as I say, not as I do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
people.
And also, speaking of other things that are canceled, I don't know if you heard about this, but Black Friday is canceled this year. And not because it's racist. It's canceled. It got canceled because they didn't want people obviously going out and shopping and crowding around. But people are still going to fucking do it. So you not being open is just going to lose business for Target and those places, Best Buy, Walmart. People are still going to shop. You know, I don't understand why people can't just do Cyber Monday, but people are really fucking upset about
I mean, what are we witnessing right now, dude? I mean, this shit is so like when you really step back, there's no fans in stadiums. Black Friday's getting canceled. You know, you can't shop, you can't do anything to get entertained. It's just, and it's so all over the map, dude. There's people in Florida getting drunk at restaurants or selling chips because that's what you need to get drunk now. It's just completely insane.
So to expand on that, here in Florida, you can't serve alcohol unless you serve food. So certain bars that don't normally serve food have made these bullshit menus where they charge $1 for like a bag of Doritos, and then you can drink at the bar.
Bubba burgers, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's a fucking cookout, dude.
I saw one, and it was just like a pickle. was like $1 for just a pickle. They just bring you a pickle, and that's considered like dining. So
Yeah, the pickle soaked in vodka too.
it fucking better be. So it's crazy, man. It is weird, wild times.
Where does this go though? You know what I'm saying? What's the end result? You know, are we going to war? You know, what's the deal? Because the funny thing too is like the jig's up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that these banks get all this free money, and they're like, "Yo, I want free money too, dude. What the fuck?"
Well, I don't know where it goes. I don't think anybody knows where it goes. And I think anybody that says they know where it's going is lying.
I'll dumb it down a little bit. Do you think it goes somewhere good?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's definitely going to be bad. Everything's bad right now, so it's definitely going to be something bad. I just don't know, like, what that means. Like, it seems pretty fucking bad right now, so I can't imagine how it'll get worse, but I'm sure it will. So
I'm slowly starting to think, like, you know, we started this podcast, and it's what we're really doing is just like some fucked up time capsule from, like, you know, 100 years from now. They're like,
yeah,
fucking, you know, fucking, they just dropped the nuke, blah blah blah. The virus is still out.
It's going to be like someone walking.
Sun in 37 days.
It's someone walking through a nuclear wasteland. They get to like a computer lab that's in just rubble and ash, and they turn on the computer and they hear us talking about which characters from cartoons fuck the most.
Yeah, the world's falling apart, and everybody started making podcasts.
It's true, man. There's a lot of podcasts out there right now that came pretty much out of nowhere, just like us. So. It's just crazy. It's just crazy to me. We're living in weird times. I also saw that so self-employment is like on the rise right now. Like more people are like starting their own businesses, working from home.
Could you get employed anywhere else?
That's what I was going to say.
You have a fucking choice?
It's like rising back up to like the the last time it was this high was 1916. So what were jobs in 1916? Like, what kind of jobs? You work on the railroad? You make the railroads? Like,
I don't know, dude.
When I think of that time period, though, I think of fucking like an old
child labor.
Yeah, no, no. Thinking like an old probable pedophile working at like a candy shop. You know?
Yeah. Who the fuck knows? You know what? Fuck it. I was gonna say
soda for a nickel.
But we'll just get right into the HR and the interviews because I had an interview on Tuesday with, you know, some multinational fucking faceless corporation, just soul crushing shit. So this is my first, you know, pandemic interview or whatever. And the reason I'm getting this job is because, you know, the government, I don't know if the government's going to keep giving me free money. So I guess I got to go out and get my own. But, you know, JP Morgan Chase just gets handed to him. Anyways, so I always overdo it. You know, doesn't matter what the job is, dude. I'll do basically a full fucking suit. So it's a Zoom interview, right? And I dress up in like a suit or whatever, right? So I get on the Zoom call. It's like, you know, it pops up. It's like, they're still in an interview, blah, blah. You know, you got to wait or whatever, right? And 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go. I'm like, what the fuck? I get a phone call. Hey, yeah, the Zoom's not working. We're just going to do it over the phone. So if you want
to wait. I'm wearing a suit.
Yeah.
Can we FaceTime?
If you want to feel like a complete fucking schmuck, be dressed in a suit with no belt, barefoot, you know, in front of a fucking camera. It was terrible. And then, you know, we're going through these. I've only prepared for one interview in my whole career because, like, once you prepare for one, you pretty much got them all down.
Absolutely. And
of course, they start going into the fucking, you know, can you think of a time when you didn't give a fuck and you got frustrated, but then you gave a fuck? And then basically they go, you know, or how about when you seen somebody else not giving a fuck and then you kind of got them to give a fuck? And that's basically the whole interview.
Yeah.
It was fucking horrible. And I got another one tomorrow, but I just wanted to bring that up. And if you guys have any HR stories you would like to bring up, we'd like to hear them because those shits are, and then like, I'm also in the interview, you know, and like it's over the phone, and like the chick kind of stumbles, doesn't know. Like I asked her a question, she doesn't know how to answer it. Hey, this is blah blah blah. You know, I just want to chime in a little bit. It's just like the classic want to jump off of a bridge, dude.
So I have a pretty good interview story. I won't say what the company was, but it was a pretty reputable company, pretty good paying job. And
describe reputable, dude. Like
right now, I couldn't, but. They were still open. I guess that's a reputable company. Yeah. Well, So I get the call to do the interview, and the guy that's doing the interview is like the regional manager of the company, right? And he wants me to meet him at this like real fancy hotel in downtown. So I get there, and it's 11:45 a.m., right? Like right before noon. And I walk in, and I don't see him. And he told me like specifically where to meet him in this hotel. I can't find him. So I'm looking around, and I see a guy wearing like the shirt of the company, like a polo on with the emblem. So I'm like, oh, this must be the guy, right? So I walk up and I said, hey man, what's going on? I'm Josh. I'm here for the interview. And he looks at me and he goes, I don't have any interviews scheduled today. And I was like,
slaps you.
Yeah, get him. He's like, I don't have any interviews scheduled today. And I'm like, oh, well, I named the person that sent me the email that she said to meet you here. And he goes, well, shit, I'm already like 3 drinks in, man. How about we just hop over to the bar and we'll just talk a little bit and shoot the shit. So I'm like, all right. So I walk over with him. I'm like, this guy's kind of cool, you know? So we sit down and we start talking a little bit, and he's real nice, you know, real down to earth, and he's kind of drunk, so he's just kind of like, you know, this is what we do here, you know what I'm saying? We just you know, we do the shit, we make the money, we go home, we feed our families. See, you know, that's just how we do it.
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
right.
I gotta deal with these HR people, bro, and they're like the hall monitors of the fucking real world, dude, and it's brutal, dude.
Okay, well, maybe you should hear the end of the story first. So while this is going on, I had a few drinks myself. I think I probably had like 3 Jameson sours or whatever and a couple beers. I mean, I'm like pretty drunk at this point. I've been talking to this guy for like an hour and a half, and all of a sudden he says he's got to go or whatever. And as he's like getting up to leave, this other guy comes up to meet him, and they start talking, and they're going back and forth. Apparently there was like a convention at the hotel. That's why like the interview was at this hotel, this nice hotel, and there was a bunch of people from the company at this hotel. And this guy that walked up to the guy I was just interviewing with, who I thought I got the job, goes, hey, man, you won't believe this shit. So I go out on a limb. I find this guy's resume. I set up an interview, and he doesn't even fucking show up. So the other guy's saying that. And I'm like, oh, shit. This wasn't the guy. This wasn't the guy I was supposed to be interviewing with. That's the guy, the sober guy. So I'm like, oh. So luckily, the guy filled him in on what was going on. Like, oh, he thought I was supposed to meet him and yada, yada, yada. But I didn't get the job. So it didn't work out. But
they kept it real, though. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he kept it real. Yeah, he kept it real. I had a good story to tell. And that, unfortunately, did not help me pay my bills that month. So that guy can go fuck himself wherever he is.
Now, was this the boss or was this like the HR people? Because that's the worst to me. It's just
no,
HR.
it wasn't HR. It was like a regional manager or whatever, just conducting the interview. But the funniest part was I got an email like a couple of days later that said like, how would you rate your interview experience? And I wanted to be, since I did get the job, I wanted to be like, well, to be honest with you, Tim was a little toasted at the interview.
Should have just said he tried to sexually assault you, dude. This guy was drinking. He fucking tried to touch my cock, dude. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Well, if that was the case, I would at least had some blackmail against him to get hired.
I mean, if we learn anything from this pandemic and, you know, Jeffrey Epstein, you know, Ghislaine Maxwell, like, you know, blackmail's the way to go, dude. That's the only way you get to the top, dude. So I encourage it.
You encourage blackmail?
Blackmail and extortion.
I can't wait till we have enough listeners where people start blackmailing us, sending in pictures we didn't even know existed.
Yeah, well, at least it brings some fucking excitement to my life.
Yeah, those pictures of you in blackface start circulating. People are gonna stop listening to the podcast.
You know,
that year you went as Nelson Mandela to the Halloween party isn't gonna fly.
Yeah, right. What kind of fucking what kind of paradoxical shit is that, dude? You're like, you know, Nelson Mandela, dude, but you're in blackface. It's like. Fuck, I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Sorry for the delay. We got a little special guest in the building. A little puppy. Took him to the vet today. Dude, that was a fucking nightmare. So I drive 2.5 hours to get this fucking...
Why are you driving 2.5 hours to the vet?
All right, so he's an English bulldog, right? And luckily here in Florida, when you get a full bred dog, right? You register them on the AKC website, the American Kennel Club, and for every breed, there's like breed specific vets. And
Oh
luckily,
my God.
it's important for bulldogs because they're breathing and they have all kinds of health problems and shit. So when we have two, the other one's four, and when we got him, we looked up the vet, and the number one bulldog vet in the country is in Florida. So I was like, fuck yeah, that's good luck. And so we like going to them. They're good, but I drive 2.5 hours. I'm in bumfuck fucking Lakeland. Anybody that's in Florida knows that's like country. Like if you're black and you like pull over in Lakeland, you might not make it back. Like it's rough and racist out there, like for real, in Polk County.
Didn't they just catch some like didn't they catch some people like these 3 people that murdered somebody or something in Frostproof or some shit? I seen some shit on the news like a couple weeks ago.
I believe it. That place is wild out there. But I stop at the gas station, right? This will tell you kind of what we're dealing with here. Sorry to anybody that's out in Lakeland, but I stop at the gas station, and on the side there's one guy selling watermelons, and there's another guy selling chewing tobacco out of the back of his truck. So I don't know why they thought.
I mean, that ties into your point, right?
Yeah,
people are becoming self-employed.
Oh yeah, that's true. But I don't know why they thought the racetrack gas station parking lot was their open shop for business. They must be doing well. They must be doing, obviously to do.
There's a racetrack by my mother's house, dude, and it seems about right.
Yeah. So we took a little break because he peed on the carpet here, so I was trying to clean that up. But you can see he's a little antsy, right? This sucks for anybody listening. I apologize. I wonder if they can hear him sniffing the microphone. But so he's a little antsy, right? So I had to stop. The reason I was at the gas station, I had to stop to get gas, and I was worried that he was going to like lock me out of the car. So I rolled the window down a little bit, going to get gas. I come out, his head is through the window. He's just hanging out through the window. If I'd had a little bit more open, he'd been gone. Never would have saw him again. And see you later. So, all right, want to get out of here? All right, I'm taking him out. You said you had something with The Bachelor? Want to watch The Bachelor?
So they have, a contestant.
I'm listening. I hear you.
That's she's a little different.
Oh yeah? How different?
She's got one arm. And she has half an arm. She has an arm and a half.
All right, so she has one full good arm.
Yes. The other one's a nub.
A nub?
I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying, given today's climate, is anything acceptable besides winning? And if not, then when does she go out? And is there backlash if it's too early?
All right, so that's an interesting question, because if you're putting her on the show, is she hot?
She is cute. She is definitely cute.
What about her personality? Is her personality hot?
I don't actually watch The Bachelor, never have. I was just at the gym and I was like, well, that's different.
I think that this is rough terrain here. I think that you can't eliminate her first. She cannot be the first one eliminated on the show.
That's what I'm saying. If she's the first person, like, you know what I'm saying? What if the dude's just like,
nah.
Do they have a meeting before they? Do they have a meeting beforehand? It's like, look, we're not going to say anything about any of the other contestants, but you cannot let this person go first. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, most of that shit's got to be scripted anyway, right? So if she wins, if she wins, it's bullshit. It's probably bullshit anyway, but if she wins, it's got to be absolute bullshit. Because the thing is, they're all hot. They're all there. The guys are only there for, like, the guys that are on the show are only there for the looks. They're looking for hot chicks. They sleep with half of them anyway. So, like, why would you take, no offense to this girl, but why would you take a one-armed chick?
Because this is fucking, ABC, and they're always ahead on the diversity and, all this shit. They try to get it all in so, they can protect their profits and shit. So
I don't think we need to get that diverse. Now, listen, I'm sure she's lovely. She's probably hot.
She is. Here, I'll say
that's like forcing it, though, man. That's forcing it. I guess if she registered for the show, she can at least use her phone with one hand. I don't know.
I mean, do they run that by him? I mean, obviously
They have to, right?
No, I don't know.
I don't know how the show works. I hope she wins. Fuck it. I hope she wins. I hope that.
Okay, so that brings me to my. I just sent you the picture of her. She's pretty cute. She's hot.
Oh, she's real hot.
Yeah.
My opinion might be altered now.
But they're all hot.
Yeah, but she's real hot. She kind of makes up for that 30% of arm she's missing. Kind of.
30?
I mean, she's got 70% of it.
30's like your wrist.
No, that's like 80. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's probably closer to like 30. Whatever, fuck it. So she's got 60% of an arm. What do you split hairs here?
So they're all hot. So that brings me to my next point. They're all hot. Like, I'm so tired of looking at these hot people. Like, where's the ugly people? I want to see an ugly Bachelor, dude. Some people just from the trailer park.
They're doing
it for fucking tax breaks, so they can get that extra stimulus check. Where's that at?
They had shows like that. You remember there was one. It was something on
reserved for TLC.
Yeah, well, definitely on TLC. But there was one on Fox, and it was what the fuck was the name of that show? It was one on Fox. They had like Fantasy Island and some Temptation Island and some other stuff, but they did have one on Fox that was supposed to be like regular people, and nobody watched it because like I can see that at a bar on a Friday night. Motherfucker, am I gonna tune into that? So to answer your question though, I again, you can't eliminate her first, and if you know what, if yeah. If they eliminate her, if they eliminate her first,
that chick in Freddie Got Fingered or whatever, where he's beating that chick with the fucking stick in the wheelchair. You never seen that?
We are going to a weird place. Yeah, I've seen Freddie Got Fingered, but I do not remember that. Tom Green beats up a chick in a wheelchair with a stick.
Yeah, he's like hitting her legs and shit. She can't feel it.
Oh yeah. I do remember. Yeah. Oh no. No.
I love how you say it like I'm the one who brought up the idea. Like, it's in a fucking movie, dude. Could you make that movie nowadays?
No. I mean, we could sit here and list off things you can't make nowadays. It's probably the majority of stuff. It can't be on TV. It can't be remade again. We talked about last week with Mad TV. Like, that could never be on the air again. Even, it's also funny, right? They have, like, Saturday Night Live acts like they're holier than now.
Oh, and fuck, dude.
They have so much shit, too.
Fuck that shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I used to be a big fan growing up, but I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible now.
It's so bad.
It goes in with like the Tonight Show stuff you were talking about, where all those shows suck. It's just like that with Saturday Night Live. Could you? It always gets me. The one I can't remember her name. The girl that plays Hillary Clinton on the show. After Hillary lost, they did a cold open where.
Oh my god.
Kate McKinnon. She's funny though. Kate McKinnon is funny, but after Hillary lost, they did a cold open with her playing the piano as Hillary Clinton and like crying like. Not for me, dog. That's a no for me, dog.
There's an episode on Netflix with her, and it's that I think it's called like American Chop, where that guy meets up with people. Like Chrissy Teigen was on it.
Okay.
And she meets this dude in Cambodia, and she's just like, "Yeah, this is where I like to go." Like, is that all weird to you? I mean, what? I bet. Yeah, I've been there, dude. Like, no, you're not selling me on this shit.
Well. So it's different. All right. So I guess we'll get into a little bit of it here. But so when you have, and I've heard this point made before, but when you have like a lot of money, right, things matter to you differently. So, for example,
you care about more money.
Well, no. So, well, you do, but that's not the point I'm making. So if you make, let's say, $200,000 a year, right, little things start meaning less to you. Like, you might buy the more expensive brand of ground beef at the grocery store, and you might buy a nicer car than you would have normally. Things like that just don't matter anymore. You're like, let's get the one that I want. I don't have to worry about budgeting, right? Then when you start making a couple million a year, things like speeding tickets don't matter anymore because you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just pay for it later. Whatever, I'm going to drive 90 everywhere. Who cares? And then when you get into like billions. Nothing fucking matters anymore. It's all a scale. So with people like that, I never understand why, like Kate McKinnon or whatever, why would you go on the vacation to a fucking slummy, no offense to Cambodia, but slummy place like that?
Well, do you think it's like poor people porn? You know what I'm saying?
That could be it. Like, look how fucking weird these people are. Look at them. Look how they live. They live in
Like,
huts,
oh my god,
you
I
know?
can't believe they live like this. This is crazy. It's like, come on, man.
I don't know.
Fucking telling you, dude.
Rich people are weird, man. It's true. The more money you get, the weirder you fucking get. And like some of these people, man, it doesn't make sense to me. But we'll save some of that for the conspiracy episode. But I definitely want to get in on that. But it's just like, oh, look how cute he is. He's eating bugs because that's all he can afford to eat.
Oh, there was a massive genocide here. Oh, that's nice.
Do you remember when there was those commercials? There was back in the day, and it'd be like, for a nickel, you can feed this kid and his family for just a nickel. Or whatever. Like, I always thought about like when they filmed that, like letting the people know, like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make you look really hungry and really, really disgusting. We're gonna put a little more dirt on that kid's face, you know, and we're gonna show all these rich people in America how shitty you have it, and they're just gonna give you money.
Have you seen the one? So like the last time I got laid off, right? You know, you start spending a lot of time at home, and I had like like an antenna cable, and I don't know if you've watched that shit, but that is some fucking real brainwashing shit going on. Like, same commercial, same show, and it's always, there's always that dude talking about Israel or whatever. He's like, she can't even buy some matzah. That commercial's been running since like the fucking 90s, dude. Well, and it's like we send so much money to Israel, dude, which is the hilarious part.
Well, so speaking of that, tonight the Red Sox, I have the MLB TV, but they play on Fox. It's only on Fox, so I had to just hook up a fucking bullshit antenna to the back of my TV so I could watch the game, right? Because it's blacked out on MLB TV. And you're right, these fucking commercials are terrible. You know what I've noticed a lot of? You know what I noticed a lot of that blows my mind is these commercials where they make men look like fucking idiots. Now, granted, most of us are fucking morons, but these commercials, it's like the dad doesn't even know how to like make dinner because the wife's not there. He just like it reminds me of those infomercials where people are just dropping shit. You know, it's like, are you tired of just being a complete fucking moron? And they're just like, whoa, they fall down and they're dropping every pan in the cupboard.
You've seen the one where the thing that holds your sock so you can put your foot in there? It's fucking great, dude. Are you having trouble putting your socks on? It's a real thing. If
you can't put your socks on, you probably shouldn't be watching TV. Yeah. You probably deal with that first.
I'm going to go ahead and say the solution is not getting something to put your socks on, dude.
And people buy that shit. That's what's so wild to me. Oh, man. So another thing that I want to talk about with you about the specifically television is, when's the last time you paid for cable TV?
Jesus Christ. I'm calming down, screaming in my ear, bro.
When's the last time you paid for cable TV?
Cable TV?
Yeah, when's the last time you had like a cable bill?
I don't know.
I just don't understand why anybody has cable. I don't get it.
I'll tell you why my mom has cable. It's so I can piggyback off that and use all the features of the online streaming.
Well, I mean, if you have a computer, you have cable. You know, there's so many websites that you could just watch live television on. I just don't understand. And also, half that shit's free nowadays anyway. You just sign up.
Yeah,
you get it for free.
The only thing I pay for is Netflix, and I actually do the YouTube. I pay for the YouTube without the commercials, and I thought it'd be fucking stupid, but it's a game changer.
How much was it?
It's $15, but you don't get that bombardment of all the fucking. I haven't seen one political ad in 6 months, dude.
Really? Because that's all there is.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all there is.
It's a completely different experience. And every time you go video to video, it's like boom, boom, boom. It's just all content.
All right, let me ask you something.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. See you later, guys. See you next week. If you were going to run, if one of us were going to run for president.
That's out of the window with this for the first episode of this podcast. I was thinking. I was like, political career's over.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know you're really jonesing to get in office.
Yeah. I want a piece of the pie, dude. What the fuck? Everybody else is, corrupt as fucking getting paid. Why can't I?
Right. So what I was going to ask is, if you were going to run for president and you had to pick a running mate, basically like a vice president, would you take like the PC pick? Because that seems like what Biden's going to do. He's going to take Kamala Harris. Or would you just go like off the wall?
Should I wholly base it on their race, gender, and sexual orientation?
Yes.
I mean, yeah. Even if they're not all there, who cares, dude? They check all the boxes.
See, but I don't think it's going to work. All right,
of course
honestly,
it's not. It's a joke.
All right, honestly, do you
They're putting everybody into a box. It's all identity politics. It's ridiculous.
Do you think the election happens in November?
It's like, this person's a murderer, but it's a woman, so fuck it. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that was something I saw the other day. Was like, what do the last 8 presidents have in common? And it was that they're all war criminals. So do you think the election happens on November 3rd?
Yeah.
Trump's already trying to back out.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen either.
It's just this is what's gonna be hilarious because I don't think he's gonna win, even if he is up. I just think the mail-in balloting, dude. It can't get fraudulent, dude. It's called ballot harvesting. I encourage people to look it up. But what are these news stations gonna do? You know what I'm saying? All their money and ratings is based off of Trump. They're just gonna continue to shit on Trump.
It's just like everything else. It's just a cycle. The thing you think that because they shit on Trump, they're getting more viewers. The same idiots watch the one channel or the other are still going to watch that channel.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong. People
look it
listen.
Up. Look it up.
Oh God, here we go. I didn't want to have an argument about
when
CNN
he got into office. Everybody's ratings got elevated. Everybody across the board. Nobody cared.
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna drop just because he's not in office. I think that's a bad take. But
yeah, you think Joe Biden's bringing in viewers?
No, I don't think. I think the same amount of people are going to watch now versus whoever the fuck is president. There's always some. That's the thing you're forgetting. There's always some dumb shit going on that people are upset about. Back when fucking Obama wore the tan suit in the fucking Oval Office and everybody on CNN or on Fox News was losing their minds because the dude wore a fucking tan suit. Like people are going to find things to be upset and outraged about. Like always.
But this is the thing. I never paid attention before Trump.
Yeah, so that you just answered your own question.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on until he got in office. I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy shit.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say about the whole PC culture and shit. It's like, never mind. I'm not even going to bring it up.
No, go ahead. This is good.
It's just like, I'm with the Black Lives Matter thing. I think the police shit is right. It's just the it's like, how about we talk about like all the brown people, like the 1 million Iraqis that we murdered on false pretenses?
Oh boy, I didn't know it was going there.
I mean, nobody talks about that. It's like, I don't get it, dude. I don't get it.
The thing that I always go back to with that is that day will come because
for the Iraqis,
yeah, their day will come. No, you look at like what ISIS is. It's basically people that their whole life grew up fucking when they were teenagers. America invaded,
that's
fucked everybody up, and they get pissed off, and then they grow up there, resent the United States. I mean, it's the same way. If you look at the time frame, a lot of people that were involved with Al Qaeda, they were kids when the whole first Iraq war was going on, and
bizarre.
Look what happened when they grew up. They got fucking pissed, and they did something about it. And I think that, like I said, that time will come. Hopefully, it's not. Hopefully there's a way to find peace, but I doubt it.
All right, moving on.
Moving on. Yeah. What else you got going on, man? What's your life like other than just watching deep dive in conspiracy videos?
Nothing, dude. Just, waiting to see if the government's going to hand out those checks, dog.
Yeah. What do you think will happen with that? Do you think they're going to do like...
Yeah, they'll extend it.
I think so too. Right now they're talking about $1,200
shit.
Yeah. They're talking about doing the $1,200 stimulus check and then reducing the unemployment to $200 or something like that. But that's just not going to work, man. And that's the thing. Regardless of what side you're on, as far as Republican and Democrat, you got to understand that if people don't have money, everyone's going to suffer.
We're a consumer economy. We don't make anything more. People need to be able to spend money for this whole thing to work.
So that's the thing. Like, they want people to go out they lost their jobs to go get jobs. There's not jobs right now, and if there is, then I mean,
and even if you have money, it's like nowhere to fucking spend it.
Exactly. So everything's fucking closed. So, oh, this is great. This is a depressing fucking episode.
Somebody needs to come over here and bomb this fucking place. No. Fuck, dude.
Oh, so there was one other email I didn't get to. It was it was from another girl, and she said, "What do you think?" All right, she said basically if there was a huge storm coming, it's the end of the world, a huge storm is coming, and you're in a situation similar to Noah's Ark, but it's a much, much smaller boat. You hypothetically have room for 4 animals, any 4 animals of your choice, but keep in mind you need to be able to survive on the ark for a few months and then have the animals be able to survive once the flood is over so you can survive. What animals would you bring and why?
Only 4 animals? What?
4 animals.
Is it 4 different species and 2 of each? Because you need...
That's what I mean. Yeah, like 4 different species. Because, yeah, you have to... And you can't do like a tiger and a pig because the tiger's going to eat the pig. And you have to be able to defend yourself. So I think you're going to need something to eat, right?
Why the fuck would you bring a tiger, dude? Like that's your main goal right there.
No, I'm just saying. That's giving an example why you can't just bring any 4 fucking animals.
Bring livestock.
Yeah, chickens, pigs. Like, that's why I didn't answer it originally. I was like, yeah, it's an easy one.
Yeah.
Chickens, pigs, a cow, 2 cows. And just make sure they're fucking.
Yeah.
To keep producing. And do I get to bring? You said only 4 animals. Can I bring fucking?
What if the cows
steroids to inject them with? then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you accidentally fuck up. You bring 2 male cows. You're like, God damn it, son of a bitch. Fuck it. I guess I'm gonna eat them.
Yeah. Wait, what? Didn't she have a little more to that? So it was just like what for and why, or what was it?
It said, yeah, the animals have to be able to survive once the flood is over, so you can survive. What animals would you bring and why? Any 4 animals are your choice.
Well, I'll counter that. What if I'm vegan, bro?
Oh, baby. Yeah, it's the thing. Even they all fucking die. Depending on how bad the flood is. This is a terrible question. Who wrote that? Victoria, shame on you. Shame on you. This isn't fucking first grade. We're not here answering fucking cows and pigs fucking questions. Guys, all right, so let's wrap this up. So, obviously, we're a little slow today. We apologize for that, but keep coming with the emails. Keep following us on Instagram. Keep following us on Twitter. It's much appreciated, and we hope to keep churning episodes out for you.
Yeah,
but
I got a little homework for the viewers too. If you guys can go on YouTube and search Dominic Izzo, that's Izzo, and just give us your thoughts.
Yeah. Do it. And also, if you find anything you want us to look into, Malcolm said he's all about the wormholes. I think he meant rabbit holes. Either or, I think it's the same shit. But let us know. We'll deep dive, look into it, and then we'll tell you what we think about it. One thing before we go, still sticking with Lakers for NBA Finals champs.
What is there some news I don't know about?
Oh, I don't know.
Wait, did we get?
They start tonight. Clippers Lakers is tonight.
Speaking of picks, did we get a final pick on the Bachelor pick? I'm gonna say she's going. she's. I'm gonna go ahead and say she's the second to last contestant.
Oh yeah, for ratings, absolutely. It'll be that feel good story, the one-armed chick.
Exactly. He doesn't even care.
That carries her way to the finals. It'll be. Keep me up to date on that, and viewers at home, if you watch The Bachelor, let us know if she's it'd be really shitty. It'd be really shitty if she was like a bitch too. Everyone just hated her on the show. Yeah, that'd be great. Actually, that'd be great. I'm rooting.
Like she used it to her advantage. Like, what are you trying to say?
Like she's all sweet, and then they go behind the scenes, and she's just like, "This guy fucking sucks. I can't wait to get out of here and be popular on fucking Instagram and get a start a new reality show of my own."
Like when people on all those shows, there's always like the makeout scene and they like grab each other's face and shit. Do you think she,
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying.
Come on. You think they're gonna edit it like the camera angles so it looks like she has 2 hands? You know, they cut it from one side, they cut it from the other side, like real quick. And
I don't know.
they use smoke and mirrors.
This is interesting. Tell you what, we're gonna get some mail on this one.
Oh yeah, people are gonna be upset.
Just,
Oh, you wanted us to rot and burn in hell before.
yeah, it's probably the only male email we've got.
Yes. And now we just crushed our entire female audience.
And know what the funny part is why it has nothing to do with her being female. What if
I think you did say you hated women earlier.
What if they have a bachelorette and then they have a one-armed dude on there too?
I mean, you gotta be equal, right? How come they can have a one-armed woman, we can't have a one-armed man?
Well, you know,
coming to. I thought this was America.
You know what that would turn into is fucking, we don't support the troops because he's gonna be like a veteran who got his arm blown off or something.
Hey, do we know for sure that she's not a veteran?
That's
what you get for assuming, my friend.
Yeah,
I think that would have been a bigger story though if she lost it.
Right. That she was a woman in combat. Yeah, exactly.
With the what are those called? Those mines, the vehicle mines.
Oh, she is a vet.
Oh, did she lose her arm in combat?
I don't know.
Well, that's something to look into, I guess. But
no.
Wait, so she wait. So she had one arm and then went to the military?
Yeah.
Wow. Now she's hot.
Can't you get disqualified from the fucking military for just like,
having a heart murmur?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. That's bizarre. That is bizarre.
Yeah, I gotta show you this, dude.
Oh boy. You gonna screen share? Throw it on there.
No, I'm not gonna screen share that.
Oh no, it's not.
Because I'm gonna tell you, like, look, it just looks like the picture's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like it looks like it downloaded wrong or something.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy. I'm debating if I should. It looks like it was.
I'll tell you what. The title of that website fucking says
it's
it
about.
all. Dude.
It looks like it's about 80% loaded. We were talking about that earlier. Still up.
Dude,
And on that note, we are out of here.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Tune in on Monday. And again, like I said, on Wednesday will be our special conspiracy episode. And then Friday we'll be right back at you. Again, thanks for all the love and support. It's crazy to me, still crazy to me that a couple hundred people are downloading and listening to this. I hope you continue to listen after this episode. I hope this doesn't turn you away. But if
I
so,
keep thinking we're gonna tone it back, but it's just getting fucking.
It's getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you on Monday.
See y'all.
See you.